All right, what's up, family? Yeah, we got a good one for you today, as usual. But this one is going to be for the hearing impaired. So therefore, we're going to title it Disability Explanation. Or let's go with understanding. Yeah, how about that? Understanding hearing disability. Something like that. We're going to go with that. All right. Now, what we're going to be talking about is how the misconceptions that some people get, the not understanding a person that has a hearing impaired, or just think about when you're watching TV, right? A lot of times you will hear them say for the closed caption. That means, or when you got on your remote control, it says C. That's for closed caption. For people who can't hear, they can read the subtitles. You understand?
Exactly.
But to make it more understanding and get right to the point about hearing impaired, I'm going to go with even some of the misconceptions that some people make. Some people always have this. First of all, we must have a great understanding for those that can't hear. And you have to have more patience with them and take time to try to learn the sign language that they speak.
To be able to communicate with them.
Yes.
So they won't feel left out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, it makes me think of the actress Lorraine Ritloff. Oh, man. Great actress. Y'all all know who I'm talking about. We've seen her in the series The Walking Dead. Remember her right here? Great actress.
Who have watched that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of have. Lorraine Ritloff. She's actually deaf. She also played in Internals. Oh, that was a great movie. A lot of insights on there that may have went over some people's heads because you just think about action. But they touched on some real things in there. But anyway, it made me look into her, and it made me think about my interactions with a deaf co-worker back in the days. It made me be more insightful because it was real. I always thought it was real peculiar of almost seeming like a different thing of understanding with them. And as always, I love to give you a word of the day. That's a simple one. Peculiar. What does it mean? It means odd, different, special, interesting. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Lorraine Ritloff. Love this actress. It made me look more into the things that I looked in the past, but now it recaptured some of the nostalgic memories of having a coworker that was deaf, and how it made me pay attention to more. At one time, it made me want to learn sign language. Because you should never stop learning in life. It's like one of our old videos. Never stop learning. You should want to learn to the end of days. And the only time you stop learning is when you cease to exist. But let's give you one of the misconceptions that people make with people that have a hearing disability. You know what the most common one people make is they think that a person that can't hear, they think that they're mute. Did you realize that?
Yeah.
A lot of times people make that misconception. They think they can't talk. When that's not the case. They can talk.
Or no disrespect, but at the same time, when people see deaf people and in the way they act or whatever, they think they're slow, but it's not. I'm
going to explain that because I had a real peculiar thing that happened to me that made me have a little bit more understanding when I was when I was about 10 years old. It happened to me. But even when I read Lorraine Ritloff life, her story, right, her bio, like I said, she was born deaf, but her parents didn't know it. See, that's a lot of things. A lot of parents. What I would tell any and every parent out there: pay more close attention to your baby, because a baby can't tell you that they can't hear, can't see, or whatever disability that they have. And we tend to think, just a baby. The misconception a lot of people make right away is, my baby got 10 fingers and 10 toes and they're healthy. Yes, they are healthy. But then later in the line, you find out they may have some form of disability. So play those little games with them. Play those seeing games, play those hearing games. It makes you pay more attention, and you see you're working with their development, and you start to notice it, opposed to someone else noticing it later.
Exactly.
But it said that with Lorraine Ritloff, she was born deaf, and it said at age 13, if I'm not mistaken, Lorraine Ritloff, you seeing this, please forgive me if I get it wrong, but this is what I read. It said at 13, she just willingly gave up speaking. And let me tell you why she may have because it says she gave up naturally speaking because she was tired of people confusing her disability with her intelligence. Now you say, what do you mean by that? Because normally when you ever heard a deaf person talk? See, just like most people, they want to hear themselves talking. So if you ever heard a deaf person talk, they kind of talk off tone. Like they may say something like, "Pass me that chair." You know, and you go, why are they talking like that? And you know, little kids could be no filter when they talk. And they be like, "Mommy, why is he talking funny?" You know, they don't realize. You know, it'd be simple thing. They'd be like, "When you lay the room, cut the light off." And you go, why are they talking like that? Because most people want to hear themselves talking. And see, being that a deaf person with that disability, they can't hear themselves talk. Therefore, their vocals come out slightly a little different.
Yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example. Now, this is dealing with me. I remember when I was about 10 years old, me and my older sister went to the laundromat. Now, I don't particularly like earphones. I actually hate seeing people with earphones because when they put earphones and they blast the music in their ears, they're actually giving themselves a disability. You don't hear that car about to hit you. You don't hear the person across the street calling for you.
Yeah,
How many times have we seen a movie and the killer's in the house or bust the window in the house and the girl upstairs with the earphones blasting the music? You don't hear nothing that's happening going on around you because you don't purposely disabled yourself.
In that situation, what you're saying, they can cause themselves disability because in the long run, it's going to catch up to them.
Exactly.
Now they won't be able to hear as clear,
Absolutely.
and they're wondering, why am I getting this? But it's because of you using these
purposely disabling yourself.
Yeah.
Now, let's get back to my story. When I was about 10 years old, I went to the laundromat, me and my sister, my older sister. And while we were in the laundromat, this particular day, I had earphones. Somebody gave me a Walkman, maybe it was my sister. And I don't like Walkmans because I never like disabling myself. I want to hear what's going on. But this day I had it, and I had my Prince on. I was blasting the music. This is what it sounds like when does crack. All that crap, right? Whatever, right? Well, not crap. Let me correct that because I was big on Prince. But anyway, I was blasting my music with Michael Jackson and all that stuff back then. And as I'm blasting my music in my ear, and my sister's like, "Little Junior, give me the detergent over there." We in the laundromat. Now remember, I'm blasting the music. And I'm studying, and while she's talking to me, I could vaguely hear her. So I'm responding to her like this, because remember, people want to hear themselves talk. But the problem with people with earphones, they don't hear themselves talk, aka a disabled person that's deaf. That's why they talk a little different.
Yeah.
As you may think, oh, it talks funny. They got a peculiar way of talking. It seems odd the way they talk to you because they can't hear themselves talk. So their level of talk is different. So anyway, she said, "Give me that detergent over there." And this was me with the loud music and I could vaguely hear her. I responded to her like this. I was like, "What? What'd you say?" And she's like, "Boy, stop yelling." And I was like, and then she pointed. She's like, "Boy, just give me the detergent." And I was like, "Oh, you talking about the detergent? You want the detergent?"
But see, that's ridiculous.
And then, I didn't know. And then my sister, sure enough, she came and she snatched the earphone. She said, "Why are you yelling? I'm right here. You don't have to yell." See, the problem, you know what it is? You got them doggone earphones in your ear and you want to hear yourself talk. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You got to be here. And all the people around us, sure enough, they was like looking at me like, "Damn, he loud as hell." Because I couldn't hear myself, so I want to talk over. You know, think about how times people in a house, I mean, you talking normal like this, right? Just normal.
Yeah.
But could you imagine if one of our kids was here and they blasting the music in the room there? Now we'd go from talking to this, be like, "Babe, could you look, I'm look," and we'd be like, "Yo, why are we talking over there? Cut the radio down over there."
Exactly.
Or a person that got a dog. You ever notice a person that got them, especially them little dogs, they love to try to be the boss, right? The dog be like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr," and then you find yourself talking louder because you want to be heard over that dog. You get what I'm saying? You be like, "Man, I'm talking loud because the damn dog talking louder than me."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that's why people with that disability of a hearing disability, that's why they talk in a peculiar way to you, what it sounds like, because they can't hear themselves talk. So they don't have a level like you do of their octaves or whatever, how they talk. So it seems ironic and peculiar to you. And that's why you see a lot of people that do have that disability of a hearing disability, they stop talking around as much as you would want them to, or at all, because they don't want you to misinterpret them for being slow, or like they're, think that they're not as intelligent. Because you go, look, why are they talking like that? Because they can't hear themselves talk, so they rather not no more. Because they talking as you would think. How could you cut the TV off? They can't hear how they sing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So but it's more of more work for them, and I think that we have the right to give them all that 100 respect for them.
Absolutely.
It's just that I'm sorry, baby. No, because the thing is that we shouldn't just treat them any different. We should just make them feel there's no difference between you and me.
Now, I like that what she said. One thing that I would tell a lot of y'all out there, how do you communicate with a person that has a hearing disability? Very simple. If you want to be very respectful, which you should, when you're in their presence, make sure you always looking at them when you're talking.
Oh, because they're able to read.
Because now they can read your lips and they can talk back. Because just imagine if you were deaf, had disability of hearing, right? Now I'm talking to you and I'm saying, yo, did you see that game? Yo, that game was about that. I'm studying looking this way because I'm pointing at the TV, and then every now and then I look like, yo, my God. They can't hear what you're saying. It will you will see their body language.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothered them. It kind of reminded me of another video we did called Body Language, where in that video I talked about, remember I told you the story? I had met these two twin girls way back in the days.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was about 19 at the time. They were deaf. Go watch that video. They were beautiful. They was deaf. You almost didn't have it. You know what I mean? Sorry, now I'm just kidding. I love my wife. But anyway, the one twin girl, me and her was kicking it. We was on the dance floor doing our thing. That girl could dance her butt off, man. We was doing our thing. She's beautiful, bad body, this and that. And she was very humble, very nice. Right. She even grabbed my hand afterwards, after dinner, and we went and sat down. And I'm talking to her the whole time, and she just responded like, And every now and then she took a piece of paper out and started writing and giving it to me. And I'm like, yo, why you writing that down? I can hear you clearly. And she like, look, she's right. But then she finally told me in the papers that she was deaf. Go watch that video, because it's a lot more deeper than what I'm saying. See, if this was this day and age now, I could get her number because we could text message. But back then, it wasn't no texting. Right. So how I'm going to ask her for her number and she can't? You know what I'm saying? But go watch that video. I think it's called Body Language. Because I was asking her, how you able to dance and you tell me you deaf? She was like, the vibrations. And she was a real good dancer. But anyway, like I said, if you being respectful for a person with a hearing impairment, make sure when you're in their presence, look at them when you're talking. Therefore, they can read your lips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something else I read about this wonderful lady, Lorraine Ridloff, and she has 2 kids, and her 2 kids wound up being deaf as well. Wow. Now, I also want to speak on that, because this is why I say parents, it is your you got to do your due diligence, do your job, and really pay attention to your kids growing up. Because I'm going to tell you what a lot of teachers do. They make the misconception where, let's say that student there has a hearing disability and the parents don't know it. Or that student there may have poor eyesight and the parents don't know it. They may have some form of disability. And know what the teacher would say? That kid is hard-headed. They don't be listening. Know why? Because stuff like this happen. The teacher may come in class and say, all right, I'm doing roll call today, right? And they go, okay, Jonathan, here. And then remember, let's go with Andrew. Andrew is the kid that has a hearing disability. His name is Andrew. This is how this stuff will play out. She'll go, okay, class, Jonathan. And Jonathan's like, here. And then she go, Mary, here. And then she go, Stephanie, here. Mike, here. And then she go, Andrew. Andrew, is Andrew here? She don't hear nothing, right? So then she mark him as absent. And then now let's say the course, she finished the roll call. And now let's just say they're doing a little work assignment, whatever, right? And then as they're doing a work assignment, it'll play out like this as well. as they're doing the work assignment, and then the teacher may say, okay, class, that's it. Everybody put your pencils down. Let's say she say, you got 20 minutes to do this assignment, right? 20 minutes passed, then she'll say something like this. All right, that's it, class. Everybody put your pencils down. And everybody put their pencils down. But Andrew over here, he's still over there. And she's like, Andrew, I said put your pencils down. Now, from the teacher's point of view, she's like, he's hard-headed. I told him to put that pencil down and he's just hard-headed. Yeah. No, it ain't. He ain't hard-headed. He don't hear you. See, the teacher nor the parents knew that he's losing his hearing. See, so she labeled him as hard-headed when he's not hard-headed. You see what I'm saying? And then later they find out. It might be, let's say, now the teacher's like, she stomps it up. I said put that. And now he hears the vibration. He looks up. Oh, put it down. And it's sad. And this is their world that they got to live with. Teachers misinterpreting their abilities and their disabilities. And you just assuming that this kid is bad. He's not bad. I've known somebody like that personally where they said, the teachers always said that I was bad because I wasn't listening. No, I couldn't hear them. I had a hearing problem. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is.
Man, I'll give you another little jokey joke. I remember one time I was working with this guy. Me and him, we was pretty cool. And, you know, he had partial where he couldn't hear. He could hear, but he had bad hearing, right? But he had a great sense of humor. And I remember he was telling me how, hey, man, I'm missing this on the job and I'm missing this and they're giving us all this work. And I went like this to him because I knew he couldn't hear from the distance where I was at. So I said this to him and he do the sign language. I can't speak, but he would teach me a little bit of stuff. So I said, I went like this when he was doing all this complaining. Like I said, the guy had a great sense of humor. So I said to him, I went like this. I said, and he's like, man, and he was trying to explain, I'm serious, look at all of this stuff. So I went like this to him. I actually taught sign language to him this day. I went like this to him. Like I said, I'll say this again. I'm going to reiterate. He had a great sense of humor. So me joking with him from a distance, I went like this. I said, yo, I can speak sign language. I said it to the other guy, that I can speak sign language to that guy. He said, you know sign language? I said, yeah, watch this. I'm going to say a whole sentence to him. And he's going to know exactly what I'm saying. And he's like, I got to see this. So I pointed at the guy and I said,
talking a lot of ish.
And right away he charged them. He's like, you son of a gun. And you know what I'm saying? So I was like, right now, you are talking a lot of and he was like, yo, man, you a piece of work. But it's a wonderful thing when you could come across someone that has a great sense of humor. And I didn't treat him different and nothing like that. I joke with him like I joke with everybody else.
Yes.
So it was great.
That I like about you.
Yeah.
I always say you have great sense of humor. But
anything else?
But anyway, before we actually finish, I just want to tell you something in sign language that I always learned.
What's that?
And it's called I love you.
Oh, I love it.
Yes,
I love you too. And hey, another thing I learned was, how do you say it? It goes something like this. Honor. No, I'm going to go love. Am I doing it right?
With the heart, yeah.
I'm going to go love and respect to any disability person out there with a hearing impaired. So let's go. Love. Am I doing the love thing right?
I know how to do it better. Look.
Yeah, love. Respect. Honor and respect. Love, honor, and respect to any and everyone out there. You know, learn something new. I thought it was incredible looking at her story because just think about it. You go, how is she able to do the acting with all these other actors and she has a hearing problem? I love the story where she said Angelina Jolie helped her on Eternals, where she said, why don't we use a laser pen and we put it on the wall that they could easily erase later when it's your cue. That was cool. Now, I don't know how she did it with The Walking Dead, but she did an excellent job in both films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised that she literally, it wasn't like she was just learned that for the things that she literally had the disability.
So, hey, hope y'all appreciate my story where, like I said, I had the earphones and I was loud. Why are you yelling? Take them earphones off and you ain't got to be yelling.
Exactly. That's what I said.
But, you know, even with the co-worker thing, like I said to him, right now, you are talking a lot of talking. But then I remember you asked me earlier, you said, what made me want to look into
Yeah.
the hearing impaired and all that. Well, thinking of nostalgic memories of dealing with someone that had a hearing impaired situation, and then looking at the movie Internals and The Walking Dead, and it made me look into her bio. And a lot of people thought she's playing a role of a deaf person. No, but she really has a hearing impaired disability. It's not an act, but she does a great job as an actress. No matter what the role she plays, she does an excellent job. She makes you fall in love with her as an actress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, I love her character. She's doing her thing. So, hey, learn something new today.
Yes.
And on that note, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Check out a lot of our other videos. Try to educate and motivate. Let's see if we get this off here.